Yes, dear ones, and this is Tara, and what a pleasure it is to be with you today. Certainly so. We took a moment to connect with your higher selves, with souls and spirits. For in that connection, in that communion, is the resonance of love and light that you are. Certainly so, you embody it within the physical plane, in consciousness that has the ability to choose. And as you exercise choice more and more, you are becoming more comfortable with that authority, with that ability to change reality in an instant. Certainly so, part of you is more comfortable in the cause and effect version of life. But over the years, you've been practicing understanding, well, if the future creates the present against the backdrop of the past, you have much more possibility to create something new, something that has never been. You need not refer to your backdrop of the past to see what are you capable of, what is guaranteed to be successful. As you have learned, even when you have leaned on the past, it has not necessarily translated into a future that you want. And so it's more and more important to give yourself that leverage of the future, to allow yourself to move into that state of being, of freedom and authority, to begin to flow creativity and therefore also imagination as you allow yourself to shape reality in new ways that appeal to you, that matter to you on a soul level, that are fun, certainly so. What would be fun for you to create next is important to consider, because you do often default to the lesser self who's strictly concerned with surviving. And when you are thinking in terms of survival, well, will I have enough? Will I ever have enough? Will I ever have more? It changes the nature of the quest. The child comes into play primarily. And so as you address the needs of the child first, and then ask your question, what would be fun to create? You may still get some of the adolescent, the rebellion of the adolescent, but you also tap into that time of eternal youth when you just knew the world was yours to define, to explore, to create more of. And then working with the adolescent to give your adolescent what they need in their reality. Again, more freedom to step into that spiritual adult, to be the more of you, to gradually build on the trust that you already have with your higher self. As you address where has the illusion failed you, and what do you make it mean that it failed? Don't spend too much time in that, but there are things that automatically show up. Judgments, criticisms of self and others, blaming, shaming are the usual go-tos when things don't work out. But that's not where you spend most of your time. It's important to do the dreaming, to dream something new. It's important to explore in your inner world first. What is optimal? And as you let yourself understand, the conscious you doesn't create the optimal future. The optimal future already exists and can guide you, can enhance the work of the conscious you to broaden your horizons, to gather new resources, to expand and grow into that optimal self. And as you let that in, oh, the optimal me already exists in dominion, in the new world. What would it be like to live that life? Your perceptions aren't going to be 100% accurate at this moment, but you will get glimpses, you will get resonances, you will understand, oh, that's the more of me that is possible. I thought this or that was more important, but from their perspective, there's an elegance and ease to life itself, to co-creating with God and Goddess. And all of this doubt and fear and worry doesn't serve the me who I am becoming. And what was that doubt and fear and worry replaced with? Well, there's a confidence. There's a self-awareness. There's a knowing of my worth that is given. There is a knowing I am loved. And when I'm in that resonance, in the fullness of my being, I truly know that I can create anything with harm to none, with elegance and ease. And so let's do a meditation where you practice some of that, what we just described, to allow your higher self to guide you, to discover more of who you truly are. And so just lean back or lie down and gently close your eyes and breathe in a gentle breath of relaxation. And on the exhale, release the stress and strain from your day. Breathing in more relaxation. Relax. Allow the relaxation to fill your body, to just flow from the top of your head, down your shoulders, down your arms and out your fingertips, to move from your throat down into your heart chakra, swirling relaxation there, and down past your diaphragm into your belly. The relaxation releases blockages. You might not even known were there. And the energy continues down into the legs, past the knees and ankles, and out the tips of your toes. Feel that flow of energy as you breathe in more relaxation. On the exhale, that flow continues. We will count from 10 to 1. With each descending number, you'll go deeper and deeper into an altered state of mind we call meditation. Breathing gently in and out. We will count from 10 to 1. At the count of 1, you'll find yourself in your safe place. Your safe place may be a beautiful place in nature, or a room of your own design. Beautiful, familiar, and safe. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper, to relax more and more. 10, 9, 8. Going deeper, letting go. 7, 6, 5. Begin to sense safety around you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are there in your safe place. Feel the tingles on the soles of your feet as the earth energy rises up to greet you, swirling around you and within you, grounding you in safety. As you open your mental eyes, see what safety is made of for you. As you move about your safe place, notice the colors, bright or dim, and the light of day or night, your favorite time to be sure. And notice the objects that have been placed there from your many journeys, by you, by higher self, by soul. A beautiful crystal, a mantle of magic, a staff of power, symbols or sigils, a message from your dreamer, a blueprint from your Syrian magician, and more, perhaps a key, perhaps a familiar, moves in the corner of your eye. Allow yourself to be in safety. Invite your higher self to join you in your safe place. And there, at the edge of safety, a beautiful being of light appears. Or perhaps your higher self comes in personified form, familiar to you. As you approach each other in greeting, feel the love, the unconditional love your higher self has for you. As you embrace or hold hands or just be together, whatever is your tradition, allow the unconditional love of higher self to open your heart and your mind expands. And so today, a journey. Your higher self invites you to take a place somewhere in safety where you can be safe as you journey. Perhaps you lie down in a grassy field. Perhaps there's a chair or a couch, comfortable with pillows. As you take your place, as you lie down, perhaps on a rock warmed by the sun, your higher self may cover you in a light blanket so that your body feels safe, for you'll be journeying in energy form. Your light body will lift out of your physical body to travel. And as you gently close your eyes, your higher self begins to hum a tone, a single tone. Perhaps you notice the harmonics. Perhaps it becomes music that moves the air, that opens the chakras one by one. As each chakra opens, your higher self draws symbols to unlock the light body from the chakra, one by one. At a certain point, your light body simply floats free. And as you look down upon yourself in a dreamy state, you look so peaceful, so relaxed. You notice there's a golden thread that leads from your body to you, a thread that cannot be broken, for it is the light of soul that connects you to the physical plane. And that thread will lead you back to your body after you have traveled. And there, your higher self, also in light body form, the two of you lift, begin to lift above safety, higher and higher, floating higher and higher, and further and further. You begin to sense the energy shift as you move beyond the bubble of safety into other realms. At a certain point, you reach a zenith, and your higher self turns to you and says, let's go check on your child, your inner child. And your higher self directs you to float downward now to a specific moment. Perhaps it is a current time of your child in their reality, different from yours. Your inner child does not exist in your past, though there may be past iterations. They have been freed, they have been healed. If you come upon your child in a past event, and there's something to do to bring wholeness and completeness to your child, your higher self will lift your child out of the event and bring you and your child to the optimal reality that your child desires, where your child is safe, perfectly safe and content, feeling loved and nurtured and playful, magical, free to be. Ask your child what they need at this moment from you, if anything, how they want to spend their time as you continue your journey. Perhaps they want to play. Perhaps they want to cuddle. Perhaps they want to run free and play in other realms. Your higher self can be with them at the same time that your higher self is with you. And so you see your higher self in their reality appear to guide them, to protect them, to nurture them in your absence. And your higher self that is with you nods and says, let's go. Check on your adolescent. And you feel your light body lift higher and higher till you reach that zenith once more, passing through the rounds, free of the constrictions of the physical plane. So wonderful to feel this lightness of being. And you really get a sense that all time is now. That time is an illusion, a construct that helps you make sense of reality, but it isn't real. It is an illusion. And when you reach the zenith, your higher self, all right, we have identified where your adolescent is at this moment in their reality, in their timeline, not the timeline of the past. Though if you end up in the past, your higher self will do what is needed to lift your adolescent out of that event and bring you to the current reality of your adolescent, the curious, full of wonder, free to be, free to explore, full of light and love, expanded from the time of eternal youth. Or perhaps having gone inward after the wounding, in companionship with soul, has come to understand the wounding. Whichever version of adolescence you find yourself with, ask your adolescent, how would you like to spend your day today? And they will share what they are up to. what is important to them. And you sense that they know they belong to many, not just to family, but to the world that is part of the illusion. And they belong to you and your higher self. And as they go about their adventure, their next adventure, they also are with your higher self. Not the one that you came with, though it is the same. Your higher self exists multidimensionally, for time is an illusion. And your adolescent and higher self go off to play, to create something new, to be creative and imaginative was part of being the adolescent, to explore new ways of belonging, to wonder about how things work. It's all quite natural to the you at that time. And you see that expressed now in your adolescence. Your higher self turns to you and light body forms. It's time to move into the future. And so you find yourself drifting higher and higher beyond that physical plane, beyond the adolescence reality, moving through different realms. Some you recognize, some are new. Until you reach that zenith, at that moment you pause. Your higher self says, our next step is your optimal future self, already in dominion. It's important to gather from that future self. And in the next moment, you feel yourself drifting forward, perhaps quickly, more quickly than you know, because it is such an expansive journey into new realms, into dominion. Perhaps you find yourself moving through fairy to get there, perhaps through Lemuria or Atlantis, perhaps through Sirius or the Pleiades. Wherever you float through or fly through energetically, there are no barriers. It is all resonance. You're guided to the light. There is a bright beacon of light that lets you know this is the way to that optimal future. Your higher self guides you quite easily to that light. At a certain point, you descend, gently descending, floating down, to be with the you that is already in dominion, in the new world. And as your feet touch, feet of light to be sure, and yet you sense the physicality, you sense the mattering. You understand that this is the new world. Though you have not yet defined it for yourself, you are here to get glimpses of what could be your optimal future. For your optimal future exists, is already impacting you. Feel the welcome, feel the love of your optimal future as you are embraced, as you are gently held in love. Feel the honor they feel to have you in their presence, to be seen by you. It is a dream that they have had for a long time. And yet here you are, finally able to experience them. And they begin to walk the scenery with you, the new world, yet to be defined by you. And yet here your optimal future has an experience in mind for you, a journey that will accelerate your perception, the development of your perception, that will help you understand the possibilities that are there for you, that exist in dominion. Allow yourself to be at peace, to open to the curiosity that must be there, and the wonder and the joy. Simply explore the land. And as you walk, you begin to notice you feel as though you are being held in love by God, by Goddess, by higher self and soul. There's a resonance here that you have been longing to be a part of. Memories of Lemuria, of the oneness, and even before Lemuria. Different for you now. You are an individual. You have defined who you are. And yet that evolves more and more quickly now. But you have longed for this oneness, this communion, this belonging. There's something your optimal future wants you to experience of that oneness. Perhaps it occurs in a blending of energy, where the light that you are merges with the light that they are, and you gather and exchange information. Perhaps you contribute your questions that are part of your quest, and your optimal future answers. And as you blend energy, you notice you are not alone in this resonance. Your higher self's resonance is part of it. And you feel the presence of soul, a depth of soul, of mattering, of knowing you matter. And now you notice God and Goddess also are part of this resonance. And you feel the sense of worth that is given. That you have worth. That you matter. That what you bring matters. That your existence is not a mistake. is not by chance, is not just one possibility out of many. That your existence is by choice. And feel the love that is always there for you. When you begin with knowing you are loved, your choices and decisions are different. When you know that you matter, that you have impact, your choices and decisions matter. You have always known the means matter. And so you made the determination to show your work. Allow your optimal future self to show you their journey. The exponential growth and change. The miracles of love. The magic that was part of the growth, part of the expansion. How it was never you alone that created what is new. It was always a part of something greater. Easier to sense in your dreams and in your visions. And you feel the expansion of your perception. And they are changing the way you dream so that you remember the relevant ones with ease. For not all dreams are relevant to who you are becoming. Some are simply entertainment. But allow them to dream a new dream for you. And as the dream has been received, your higher self, with a gentle touch and a nod, says, "It's time to return. You can come back whenever you want to gather more." And you feel your energy step back from your optimal future self. You are more than you were. More prepared than ever before for what is to come, for what you are dreaming, for it already exists. It is dreaming you. As you say your goodbyes to your optimal future self, it's not really truly goodbye, is it? For they exist concurrently with you. You feel your energy body lift beyond the physical, passing through different realms, perhaps the beautiful, the silent, the sacred. As your higher self lifts you higher and higher until you reach that zenith, where there's a pause, a question. Are we returning now to safety? And as soon as you have the thought, you notice the golden thread that leads you back to safety. Your higher self begins the descent, following that golden thread as you move through the realms, some known, some unknown. And you feel the density of safety as you move into your safe place. You hover one last time to have a look at your sleeping body, so peaceful, so content. And you slip right back in. The chakras align, and you hear the sound of your higher self's voice, toning, as your higher self draws the symbols above the chakras to lock the light body back into place, to reanimate. At a certain point, your eyes flutter open and you look at your hands and wiggle your fingers, and there you are in safety with higher self, beaming, loving you. So excited about what you are co-creating. And just take a moment to remember your experience with optimal future. And when you're ready, your higher self helps you up. It's time to return. You know it to be true. There's much to do, but it begins with being more of who you are. You know that now, more deeply than before, and that you are not alone on this journey. You are not alone, and you are ready. And so your higher self says their goodbyes and moves to the edge of safety, returning to their realm as you prepare to return to the here and now, remembering all that is appropriate and not a bit more. We will count from 1 to 5. At the count of 5, you will be back, feeling vibrantly alive and refreshed. 1, 2, returning. 3, sense your fingers and your toes, wiggle them about a bit. Returning back into the physical plane, that is your here and now. 4, and 5, open your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale to ground. Rub your legs or your arms or gently tap your forehead as you get back into the here and now, fully so.